The one thing they won't talk about is the truth. The pictures are just another example of misdirection. Miss California's crown isn't at stake over the photos, but rather for her having the exact same position as President Obama on gay marriage. Oh my gosh, she's such a hate monger, yet he's so cuddly. How exactly does that work? She's not a hate monger. This is all misdirection. You make people look at the hate monger and those hot pictures, while the real agenda of scaring people into silence and raising money to stop those evil Christian conservatives like her play out unnoticed. It's the same thing with ACORN. An update from Friday's show. This is the community organizing group that became notorious for voter registration fraud allegations during the 2008 election. Everybody, including me, has been focusing on the politics. We've been making this into a left-right issue. My guess is that the idea is when people are outraged about a Las Vegas registrar saying that he believes that almost half of ACORN's registration forms are fake, or about the ongoing ACORN fraud investigation in 14 states, it's only because they're just bitter about John McCain's losing to ACORN's old pal Barack Obama. It has nothing to do with the rule of law or free and fair elections. It's just about politics. But that is just noise. That is misdirection. That's just another hot bikini chick. So while the right hand plays the games, what is the left hand doing? In case you missed it, here's what happened on this program on Friday.
I think had a good message to begin with, and then they looked to see how much money they generated and how much power they got. And so instead of having it trickle up from the membership, which is what it's supposed to be, they looked and said, we can get X amount of dollars here. We'll convince our membership that this is what we should be working on.
In other words, the left hand is counting the money, while the right hand is saying, hate monger bigots. ACORN and other activist groups are eligible to apply for $2 billion in federal funds to redevelop abandoned and foreclosed homes. Of course, if you think about it, only as left and right, you could play that off as just a thank you from the Obama administration, the main beneficiary of their efforts. But that's not all this is about. ACORN is also deeply tied to the powerful SEIU, the Service Employees International Union. On ACORN's own website, SEIU Locals 100 and 880 are identified as allied organizations. The Department of Labor also has financial disclosure forms showing $600,000 in transactions between just those two ACORN groups. And the other SEIU, other similar findings show that organized labor has kicked back a total of $2.4 million to ACORN. Given that SEIU donated $33 million to President Obama's campaign and also spent a lot of money supporting other Democrats around the country, would you be shocked to hear that the administration sides with them on almost every important issue? I mean, for example, the California governor's office was reportedly informed that trimming $74 million in worker pay could cost the state its $6.8 billion in federal stimulus money. Where I come from, that's not informing as much as it is, I don't know, extorting. But why was the SEIU even at the table in the first place? For the same reason that ACORN is also helping out with the 2010 census. The SEIU, ACORN, and the Obama administration are only about money and power, and they're all in it together for their own money and power. They're not in some star chamber. They're not calling each other up. They're gaining power and money separately and together. It's not about right and left and right. It is about right and wrong. And you can only see that clearly once we all stop falling for the distractions of those who just want to control. Now, let's talk to